Hello, everyone. It is comic news. Pretty soon after the last one. I'm Duke.
And I am the real Manos.
Hopefully this will not be delayed and show up the same day as the last one, which showed up about really early on Sunday. 1 a.m. my time. I'll get this figured out someday, but, so Manos.
Yeah.
You had a birthday this past week.
That's true.
How will you tell the people about your birthday?
Well, it was fun. We, let's see, I got together with some family, and, Lindsay and I had, a nice lunch as well, and it was kind of nice. I turned 41 this past Friday. And I know. And it was a lot of fun. I got a Bob's Burger DVD box set from Lindsay. And been watching the hell out of that because I love that show. And there's actually a couple episodes. Yeah, there's a couple episodes I hadn't seen, so it was nice catching up on them. I hadn't seen Weekend at Mort's. I think I saw the last 5 minutes when it aired. And that episode is just great. And Tina's 13th birthday party episode is, I think, my favorite. But
I need to watch more of that show, but what didn't help was it seemed like around that time when that show was on, there would be some sort of weather warning that would interrupt it. Like extreme weather warnings to where they just don't have a little map and a ticker showing up telling you, oh, you should probably stay indoors. No, they flat out just cut the show to have some jackass in front of a green screen tell you what, could have easily been told if you either looked at the ticker I just mentioned, or, I don't know, look out a damn window.
Yeah, I know. I always get worried when they interrupt with the weather because when they do, it's like Rob Liefeld in front of the weather map. And oh, no, it's going to be extreme weather.
I know.
It's fucking Rob Liefeld. We better get in the attic. Or, no, the cellar. It's going to be extreme.
It's going to be too extreme. It's going to be hail the size of Cable's guns, handguns, which are still the size of, like, Volvos.
If you see Rob Liefeld in front of a weather map, run for your fucking lives!
I want someone, specifically CC Scorsese, to make that picture now of Rob Liefeld in front of a weather map. That is the scariest thing you could possibly imagine.
But,
who else would be terrible at reporting the weather?
Yeah, I don't know.
If Garth Ennis did it.
Yeah, I don't know.
A lot more blood would be raining down, I guess.
Actually, I think Pat Robertson would be really scary at weather reporting.
Yeah, a lot of the Christians would be afraid.
Well, you see, the storm is tearing through Arkansas. Apparently, they didn't pray hard enough.
They should start praying, otherwise they may be missing out on one of their favorite trees.
That's right. I don't know. What always freaks me about Pat Robertson, how he always smiles when he talks about shit like that.
I know. I know.
Like, stop smiling. You're talking about people dying because they didn't pray hard enough, and you're smiling. Stop that. It's creepy.
Are you involved with this somehow, Pat Roberts? I know. I actually used to, like, when I was really young, because, like, around when I was 8, I was so happy to be able to stay up past 9 o'clock. Every kid's had this, like, I get to stay up, but the catch is you have to watch whatever your mom's watching. Sometimes my mom would forget to change the channel and just leave that on while she was talking on the phone.
Yeah.
So I just stare at this old guy and thinking, this guy's weird. There would be times where, because I think it was after a dog of mine died, and he would mention death, and the smiling thing did kind of offset me as a young child.
Yeah. Stop being so happy about it.
Oh, you're all
he
going to
lives.
die.
He lives where I live. He lives in Virginia Beach.
Ooh,
Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah.
You
Oh.
live in a near vicinity near him. That's great.
Yeah, I actually used to live just a few blocks away from the studio, and I've seen him like I think twice, and they're both like instances of just being out and you just see him. And there was one time I passed him in a crowded movie theater. I can't remember what I went to see that night. And he went one way, and I passed him. And, I was chatting with, I can't remember if it was a date or friends. I just cannot remember. But I remember walking past him, and then just a few steps later, I realized, oh, shit, that was Pat Robinson that just walked by me. I should have, said, fuck you. But that moment completely passed. It was like, duh. Now it'd be weird if I went back and said, fuck you. It's not right.
Yes, because it ain't awkward at all just to stand in front of someone and say that to their face. No, if I did that, but as like a second thought, it'd just be weird on my end.
It's like, yeah, oh, shit. The moment's just passed.
You now know one of Manos' regrets in life, everyone.
Yeah. It's in the top 20.
So, news?
Yes. Yeah, but why not?
Why not?
Shall we?
Now, hey Manos, you know how the CW is trying to make that Arrow show?
You mean the Green Arrow show?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was in the mentality of everyone who works at the CW.
Yeah.
Well, it got picked up. The pilot got picked up.
Hooray! It's not terrible.
Well, no, it's just not terrible enough. Possibly. Yeah. We don't know.
Yeah, well, they wisely didn't give it to David E. Kelly. They gave it to somebody, I don't know, might know some about the character.
Well, Andrew Kreisberg wrote the character. Mind you, his run is sometimes put up on one of the worst runs of Green Arrow in the past decade, which it's Green Arrow in the past decade, so last few years even, which, not exactly the greatest streak for the character.
No, it's not been a great last few years for Green Arrow in comics.
The only good Green Arrow news I've heard recently is DC's finally putting out a new edition of Longbow Hunter in trade.
That's cool.
Which has been out for years and is hard to find for cheap.
It looks like they're toying around with giving him back his beard. At least the last few times I've seen him. Like the Ann Nucini comics.
The only thing I've known about that is the first issue of that was just destroyed by everybody.
Yeah. Well, if she puts his goatee back on, it'll be a great run.
No, he'll have a goofy, biker mustache.
I don't care. No, it has to be, it has to be the old goatee.
Okay.
I don't understand.
You can't have, a newfangled college douchebag goatee like I keep seeing now.
I don't know. I just don't get the fact that, the New 52 hates the goatee. It's like, that wasn't keeping people from reading. That wasn't something the cool kids aren't going to, pick up on.
They must have done some really weird statistic and, found a large group of people with bearded
they fucking test marketed it, and they had, pictures of Green Arrow with and without the goatee. And it's like, okay, you teenage douchebags, which one do you think is cool?
Well, he's not holding a football and having a goatee, so that doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know. He kind of looks like a hippie with the goatee. I don't like hippies. Yeah, okay.
He looks all hipstery. Can he have a shotgun?
Yeah. No. He's Green Arrow, not Green Shotgun.
That sounds like the awful parody, doesn't it? Green Shotgun.
That's going to be a new DC 52 book. We
Rob
better shut up.
Just your colleague's been made.
Yeah. Rob Liefeld's Green Shotgun.
Oh, I don't know. And I'm gonna maybe check out the first episode of this show
I
just to
will too.
see, just to give it a shot. If it at all keeps my interest, maybe give it a few more and then see, give it some kind of chance.
Maybe if the ratings are good enough, they'll be able to afford like a longer title with the word green.
That was the
It's so
issue.
stupid. I don't know. It's just really
No.
retarded.
And there's a kind of a worry now that they're not even going to call him Green Arrow,
Oh
which
man, it's
would
like, well
definitely kill
then
me.
don't make a show about Green Arrow.
I know. They
Like
better. It didn't
let's make
stop
a
them from calling him that in Smallville.
yeah. I blame Smallville.
No,
This
they
is
were okay with
Smallville's
calling him Green
fucking
Arrow in that
fault.
show. That was one of the few things they did right. They at least called him by Green Arrow when they used his code name.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't get it. Everything else looks kind of cool, but it's like, why are you doing this? I mean, I don't know. It's irritating.
They're probably just thinking of maybe something called Green Arrow just be too corny for general stupid jackass who watches the CW.
But I don't. I don't know. It's just indescribable to. I don't get it. It's like I can't even figure out like it's dumb.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna try and
The
do it.
only thing about this that seems dumb.
I agree with you, but I want to try an experiment. I'm going to try and like survey people around my college campus and just tell them, would you rather watch a show called Arrow or Green Arrow? Just regular people. And if they, whatever they say, and if they mostly say Arrow, then my theory's right, and they're just trying to make a title that, seems fine enough for a general audience. Half the time, it doesn't seem like they're really tailoring the comic book fans. That
But Arrow is such a boring title.
I know, but
It's like
green
Arrow.
adding to it could be that step for someone that just makes it a little too goofy and not worth checking out.
You know, man.
You and me would be happy to see Green Arrow, comic book fans, or someone who's
But it's not even. The thing is, it's like it's being treated like, oh, well, this is for a general audience. So
I know.
what? General audiences embrace Batman and Wonder Woman. You know,
Here's
and
the thing, I know. I'm not saying my
an Incredible
argument's
Hulk,
solid. I'm saying my argument has some point.
and I know, but I mean, and general audiences. I'm pretty sure not all comic book fans were the ones who saw the Avengers movie.
Probably not.
It's
Well,
like,
only
and that is
flashing to that.
unapologetically a comic book film.
I know.
So, producers, put green in the title for God's sakes.
Do it, or we'll make Rob Liefeld your weatherman.
Yeah, you won't
You
appreciate
won't be
that.
fucking with us after that.
Yeah, I know.
The sad part is, Rob Liefeld would probably make a great weatherman because he seems like the nicest guy in the world.
He'd be a wonderful weatherman. You put him in a suit, he'd look great.
He would. He would be all nice. I think he'd get along with the entire crew. So maybe we should try and do this and see if he loves it. And if he
Yeah.
does, maybe we'll give up on comics. See, we're making things better somehow.
But the thing is, he only comes out when it's extreme weather.
Well, of course.
Extreme weather with Rob Liefeld. Okay.
I'd watch that show. I'd watch that.
Yeah. All right, we're going to have a 40% chance of fog, but the good news is it's only going to be up to your ankles.
It'll be great, but extreme!
Yeah, no one will be able to see your feet.
It'll also have some strange effect on your eyes, and you'll have no pupils. At least visibly to everyone else. And also for the women, you'll have no physical spine, but yet you'll be able to somehow stand.
The tornadoes will just break you into pieces, and that's what
No,
you're
you're
going to be
sucked
shaped
up and
like.
it'll like stretch you out to where your spine is a toothpick.
Yes. It's
And-
going to hurtle you crotch first into people.
Yes. We may.
Although, to be honest, it does not
pads.
take... What? Oh.
We may, yeah.
To be honest, it doesn't take a storm to have me hurtle crotch first into a person.
Isn't that like the etiquette when you're heading into someone? You have to have crotch out no matter what you are.
Yes.
That's what I was taught in school during a storm.
Hey, you want to talk about something else?
I want you to take this, and then I'll tell you what I told you when I asked about the story.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing Superman, Mr. Potato Head, and Wonder Woman, Mrs. Potato Head. Let's face it, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head are the original cosplayers. How clever. It is fitting that soon they'll be suiting up as the most universally recognized superheroes, Superman and Wonder Woman. They're making Superman and Wonder Woman Potato Head things. Boy, this is like really all over the place. I mean, I'm seeing have they done this with Iron Man? And
yes, they did. So. They did it with Iron Man, at least. And they done it with Spider-Man. The first one they did, which was a big hit, was Darth Vader. They call him Darth Tater.
Darth Tater, yeah. I blame Darth Tater for this.
Now, I want to just kind of filter something here and say this. Now, I came across this yesterday, kind of looking through stories to use for the show, and I found this and sent this to Manos with the little message of, this may be the dumbest thing I've ever asked you, but do you think this is worth reporting on? And Manos was the determining factor for whether or not I was going to put it in. Only because, and here's the thing, I also had this thought in my head of, if I don't tell him what this is, like, up front before I give him the list the next day, we're going to have another, like, Super Pets moment. Like, I joked last time about how you, like, verbally abused me. You were kind of in a realm of fake pissed. That was hilarious, but kind of scary. Like, obviously, you were just playing it up, but still, it was just like, wow, this is insanely awesome. Yeah. In reality, well, here's the thing. I also sent this to a few of my friends, the guys who do the JMC chat, and the first response from one of them was, people expect you to report this, and then I replied with, no, I'm choosing to do this. No one told me about it. And then I got nothing but silence for 5 minutes. Apparently, like, oh god, should I do this, and why not? I think we've reported Dumber. I think. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have reported Dumber, yes.
Our tangents are dumber, but again, they are. They can be dumber. But here's the thing. I can see someone just buying this, like, not just as a kid, but someone just buying this because it would be funny to put on their desk or something.
Yeah. Like, hey, look how hilarious I am.
Yeah, exactly. There's no harm in that, and and plus, a kid's gonna love that. Superman, Mr. Potato Head. Some kid would look at that and said, "That is the greatest thing ever invented by man."
Yeah.
Probably me if I was 5.
Yeah. Well, you're not really that discriminating as a 5-year-old. I mean, you just buy anything for the little fucker and just plays whatever.
Yeah, but you combine two things that a young child will probably like, Mr. Potato Head being one of those things and a superhero being the other.
Yeah.
Joy. You've created joy in one solid object. Just the manifestation. That's all you need to know. I'm not going to say we should buy these. I say we should go one of the toy reviewers we know into reviewing one of these.
Oh, you mean Review Spot or Evil Professor?
Or Coolio Vids. We can make him do it. He'll definitely do it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he does toy reviews too.
We just need someone to review this, and we need to make it like a challenge. But the thing is, they'll probably ask us to buy it for them, and we're not going to do that.
Let's you and me rip off Logan and do a video review show challenge.
Hey guys, we're going to review. One of us has to buy, like, the other respectively. One of us has to buy Superman. And the other gets Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
That's a challenge. You have to review this, and we vote on the best video, and the winner gets to keep it.
And the loser gets to keep it too, but
yeah,
the winner.
I mean, actually, there's actually no prize.
Your prize is you spent some money on a potato dressed like a superhero. Do with that as you will.
Actually, that's quite a bad prize, actually, I think.
Depending on who you're talking to. We probably convinced someone to buy one right now.
Maybe.
We've convinced... 3 people want Bill Cosby explains comic book continuity. Do you really think there isn't anyone who would say, I want this? This was fun. So we're going to move on to something.
Yeah, let's move on to something.
Something I'm probably mildly interested in checking out. DC's doing a miniseries called Phantom Lady. The only real reason I care is because it's done by Jim Lee Palmiotti and Justin Gray. And I've said it before, I love when they write female characters. They usually make them really fun. Like Power Girl, I love the Terra miniseries they did with a new Terra. And I actually read because they did that miniseries with the Ray. Someone loaned me the 4 issues of that miniseries, and I really liked that. So I'm going to check this out. It will probably be fun. 4 issues. So that's it. I could mention that, this is the second character they've done with the New 52 from the the Freedom Fighters, but again, I don't think anyone cares. The writers themselves know no one cares.
Is this part of Earth 2?
No, this looks like
or is this something else?
This is main continuity.
Okay.
Well, I love the cover on this article because Amanda Conner kicks ass.
She does. What a great artist.
She's only doing the covers because, again, she's doing one of the Watchmen books.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is coming very soon. A month. I think it's like over a month away now.
Yeah.
Do they start in May or do they start in June? No, I mean, do they start in June or July? Because I'm seeing solicitations. And I'm still really interested in at least picking up the ones Darwin Coates doing.
Yeah, I'm definitely picking those up. Might be the only DC books I'll be picking up that month.
What about Batman?
Hey, what's our next story?
Well...
Hey,
something that I know neither of us know or care about because we aren't reading the book. But I know it's a pretty successful title. It has a big fan base. But Sweet Tooth by Jeff Lemire is going to end with issue 40 in December.
Oh, no.
Ending, not canceled. Jeff Lemire is ending it on his own terms.
Oh, yeah, well,
I mean, that anymore.
Yeah, that's usually what, Vertigo books do. They usually give their creators... the chance to, tell their story and go out. So I don't know. I'll miss these characters. I'll miss Antlerhead and Piggy Woman and stuffed bear walrus guy. I love those characters.
I love all of these characters too that you just gave names to. And probably have way more determining factors than the fact that they look like they escaped a weird mutation facility. Mm-hmm. Again, I actually wanted to check the book out, but it was around when it was getting at issue 13, and I figured I'll wait for it to end. It's a Vertigo book. The most it'll go is 70 issues, because that seems to be the unspoken rule. If it goes long enough, it usually just ends after 70-something. And unless your name's Fables, you have some sort of magic power, a.k.a. Bill Willingham will never stop because he's a robot who can imagine fantasy characters. He's a magical robot.
Well, that's cool. What do you... it's nice that DC Vertigo's has a couple of main books. There's Fables and American Vampire. Pretty much their main titles right now.
And they did launch a couple, a part of we're launching all these new books. I want to check out Saucer Country by Paul Cornell. That's only a couple issues in.
Lindsay read the first issue of that and really loved it.
Oh, that's good to hear. It sounded interesting. I actually read the first 2 issues of Ferris and liked it. I haven't had a chance to read the latest one yet. What else? I know there's a couple of other... They obviously still have Hellblazer going, but that's just kind of quietly going. No
it's just
real fear of it going away. Yeah, it's just that book that's there. And I'm sure people are still reading it and enjoying it, but it's just there. It's kind of like our show sometimes. We're just here. Comic news, screw that. We have funny conversations.
Yeah, it's got its fans, but there you go.
Yeah, and I might check it out someday. I've loved Jeff Lemire on Frankenstein, Agent of Shade. Oh, and I picked up the first trade of Animal Man recently. It is damn good. I loved it. I usually take a little while to read because I'm slow at reading and I'm always busy. I literally took time out of my day to completely read it up because it was like cocaine. It was just this insanely creepy story, but yet this heartfelt family tale at times. You just loved, Buddy Baker and his family and his kind of odd relationship and his powers getting out of whack. And plus, I'm glad I'm reading it because this book it's going to tie heavily into Swamp Thing eventually, which I'm still reading, and it's pretty good. I've been liking Snyder on Batman more still, but I've been liking Swamp Thing. It's been going at a nice slow pace and building up. Didn't you give up on the book because it was just going too slow?
Yeah, I did give up on the book because it was going too slow.
It's at least building up to something, and we're getting payoff from it. I'm happy about that.
I don't know.
I was on your end where it was just like, if this doesn't pay off after the 6th issue, I might just keep it, just wait for it in trade. This seemed like a better trade book than an issue.
I don't know. It just seems so slow. I mean, how great of a payoff could it be to really...
I thought it was worth it, but again, I'm easy to please.
I don't know. I mean, if I don't know, Katy Perry pops out of the comic and gives you a blowjob, then there you go. That's a good payoff for all those issues you read. But
it's also insanely creepy with the context of what you're reading, but I wouldn't say no.
But that's a good deal. But
that should be a promotional deal for the 100th issue sold or something. They somehow magically set up teleporting technology and it works.
Yes.
Comic news, making things better by bullshitting it.
That's me. I don't know.
It's both of us.
It's like, geez, this guy, I don't know. It just, after a while, it's like,
Yeah.
But...
to each his own.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Yes, and to, let's see, speaking of, there's no connection here, but we might as well just talk about it. Let's talk about an issue, a number 1 issue making loads of money that came out decades ago and not less than almost a year now.
Yeah.
It'll soon be a year. But yes, a copy of Batman number 1 sold for $850,000 at auction.
Oh my God! Duke, I have that!
Yes!
I'm going to go sell mine.
Do it right now, Manos.
That is fantastic. I will take back everything I've said about the new 52.
Wait.
There's rich! Woohoo!
Manos, there's some small print here. Yours came out 72 years ago, right?
No, it just came out. It's Batman number 1.
Note to wait. There's even smaller print. There are 2 Batman number 1s.
Duke, there's
the
only
one that came out recently does not count.
No, Duke. I think I need to explain. There's only 1 Batman number 1. I mean, it'd be stupid to think.
You see, Manos, they made another Batman number 1 recently. Are you following me for the 7th time now on this?
Yeah, I guess. So
the one you have is not the one that sold for a load of money.
So how much is my Batman one worth?
I don't know, considering that some of the number ones are actually going into their 8th printing. No, I'm not making that up. I have no idea, Manos.
Oh my god, my life is horrible. It's such a lie. Is everything now a lie?
Maybe.
Ugh. Ugh. I don't know. What are we talking about? I don't...
We can do... You know what, Manos? I know it'll cheer you up. You can sing our favorite song.
Oh, all right. Fine. Vague Marvel teasers!
That work?
Was that the theme song that we needed to sing?
That or Fraggle Rock, but I don't think we can afford that.
Okay.
So, we had a couple of vague teasers, and apparently our planet has been shaped into something strange. I don't think we could survive unless we were in a cartoon. Oh wait, no, that isn't real. Okay, thank you, Jesus. No More Avengers. Seems a little awkward considering that they have one of the most successful movies of probably all time soon, since it now passed $1 billion.
Yeah, suck it, Battleship.
Take that.
Let's see you do that.
Oh God, I'm going to...
With your alien balls.
You think that would guarantee them something. I mean, Transformers 2 had that, and that made a lot of money.
That's true.
But,
people love the alien balls.
Yes. We all love the enemy scrotum. Yeah, this has something to do with Avengers versus X-Men. Starting with issue 6, only a few weeks away now. I don't know. I am a little behind on it.
It's been good so far.
That's good to hear. I think I was on... What is it on currently?
I think 3 came out. I haven't been reading any of the side stuff.
I haven't either, but again, I think I've only read 0 and 1.
I have a rule. I don't read any side stuff unless those side books are in books I would have bought anyway, like the Avengers titles, for instance.
That was my rule when Blackest Night happened. I was already reading Green Lantern and Core, so that worked out fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, well, the Green Lantern books. Well, yeah, you were reading Green Lantern. The Green Lantern, the Black.
It's tying directly into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If I have to desperately read it, then I'm sorry. You failed at making a tie-in.
Mm-hmm.
Tie-in shouldn't be like that. As insane as it is now.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why they do that. It's like your story needs to be in the issues called whatever your story is. The main miniseries. If you
literally skipped out on this, I'm sorry. Maybe you should work a little harder, or this might be a little of a crazy idea. Work it in later somehow. Be creative.
Yeah. But so far. This has pretty much stood on its own. I've not been lost. It's been entertaining, and they've done a good job, kind of, because it's got rotating writers. It's like all the main writers in Marvel have put this together, and each takes a crack at an issue.
And that's why that weekly series 52 was such a hit. It had all these different writers, so it wasn't being dragged down.
Yeah, so far it feels like 52 and not Countdown.
Yeah, Countdown was like the weird Bizarro experiment of that. And it had good writers. It had Paul Dini. And
it was the bad example of this kind of storytelling. And I don't know. DC tried to catch, lightning in a bottle like 2-3 times and didn't quite work out.
Sometimes you just caught like a chunk of lightning.
Yeah.
A little spark.
Well, look, it's like, they should have quit while they were ahead with 52. They had a really big hit with that. And it's just it's just like Kenny Rogers always says. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Fold them. Yes, yes. And, like, Trinity was okay. The third one they did, the third consistent weekly.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of... The thing is, it was just insanely slow, way slower than it should be. Like, for example, with Brightest Day, reading that in issues was a bit of a chore because it was, trying to build slowly, like a lot like Swamp Thing. But it worked because, every 2 weeks you got it. It worked a little better. I have the first two trades of it.
Yeah.
It reads a lot better that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. It's decompressed storytelling in comics is a tough thing to kind of go with.
Mm-hmm.
That's what kind of made me stop reading Invincible Iron Man a long time ago, and kind of why Bendis rubs me the wrong way on Avengers, at least from what I've read.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good to hear that this series has been consistently good, Avengers vs. X-Men. Hopefully it doesn't, falter out like sometimes just any book tends to do. Like, it starts out great, and then it's just, eh.
I know, it's so frustrating. I'm tired of, like, giving good reviews to first issues.
I know, isn't that weird?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, this is great, this is awesome. And then, like, a few issues later, it's like, oh God, this is, like, painful to read.
It's only because, it was great at the start. Why isn't it great later?
And that does, that's a good point. That makes it even harder, because, like, I know this was good.
It's just like, what went wrong? What happened? That's the real kind of heartbreaking thing about that situation, because they could do great. They just apparently can't do it forever.
I know. But, so, yeah, there's no real news attached to this, is there, except, no more mutants. No more
that and
no more
apparently the
Avengers.
Great Kazoo is shaping up the planet.
Yeah.
It seems like something I saw in the Flintstones, that's all I'm saying. Or Marvin the Martian carved it out. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, okay.
So our next...
What's our next story, dum-dums?
Our next vague Marvel teaser is even vaguer. It's the first X-Men.
Yay!
Using the same color scheme as one of the ads for Men in Black 3.
Oh.
Just the color, but again, that's just because Men in Black uses those colors, but that movie's still coming. But anyway,
wow.
This is...
That's really vague.
Yeah. Like, I've made this joke before. I think they're toying with us, you and me specifically, sometimes. Like, the only interesting thing is they have a Twitter hashtag at the bottom of this.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
I know, like, oh, thank God, the ad's embracing Twitter. But it's just like, this, that's it. The first X-Men.
Yay, I guess.
I'm guessing it's X-Men besides, the ones from the very first issue of X-Men that we were not told were the first X-Men.
Yeah.
Or, at worst, maybe it's some weird secret about... Who knows anymore? We'll find out in August.
I guess. I don't know. Some of these vague Marvel teasers are almost like, that scene in Ed Wood when Ed's pitching movie titles.
I think I've seen that clip.
It's like, Dr. Acula. Get it?
Now you're making me think of the scene from Scrubs, but I remember that, too.
But, you and I are on equal footing. I've never seen more than 10 minutes of Scrubs.
I liked it. That last season should have existed. The finale was well done. It ended with a Peter Gabriel song.
Well, that's how you do it.
It was, yeah. I will say this. I'm man enough to admit this. It was one of the few finales that made me tear up. It was well done.
I think you should always end on a Peter Gabriel song. Like, at my funeral, I want Shock the Monkey played.
Note to self, when I finally end the show, whenever that will be, We need to end another Peter Gabriel song.
Yes.
We can't use that one. I want you to keep Shock the Monkey as your funeral song.
Yes, yes, yes.
Or
I want my...
Is a cage or something.
I want my crying, mourning loved ones to be wondering, why the fuck are we listening to this?
I don't know. I might be insanely silly and like have my funeral song be "Carry On My Wayward Son" by Kansas.
Ooh, that's actually more appropriate.
That is more appropriate, but the thing is, I like at least in my family, I have never seen that song played and not seen like at least a few members of my family rock their head out at the start.
Oh yeah, dude.
Just imagining that at the middle of a funeral.
Now you got that in my head. Son, there'll be peace when you are done.
By the way, you're welcome, Supernatural fans. They play that song like for their season finales.
Yeah.
They'll do a montage of the season and have that song play at the beginning. It's awesome. That's like the thing they do for every finale. It's great.
Oh, okay.
So, awesome rock songs aside, yeah, we still don't know what this fucking teaser means.
Yeah. We spent more time talking about that than the teaser.
That kind of happens now. Apparently, well, we were supposed to find out today, according to the bottom of this article. But again, these are all the stories from the coming week, so the next show will probably figure out what the hell it is. I didn't read up on it, so I'm completely blank.
Yeah.
You could tell me. I'll forget when I find the stories anyway. But, oh well, let's move on to someone's leaving a book at Marvel, Manos.
Yes. Rick Remender is leaving the Venom book, which features Flash Thompson as a heroic Venom that isn't a serial killer. And hey, what a shock. It's been a hit. Because he's not a serial killer. And
are you telling me that unless your title is Dexter, serial killers just don't fly?
Serial killers aren't really that popular as far as actual heroes. Dexter has pulled it off because he kills...
he kills bad guys.
Bad guys. Has Dexter ever killed innocent people on his show?
Yes, but total accident, and they, like, drug out how much it killed his soul.
Yeah, well, yeah, Venom never really... Eddie Brock never gave a shit.
It's kind of hard to give a shit when you murder people like they're Slim Jims.
That was the one...
All emotional asides kind of get mixed up when you do that.
That was the one thing. It's like, it used to piss me off when they were constantly trying to make Eddie Brock a hero. It's like, this guy is not a hero. He is a fucked up, insane asshole. Stop trying to make him a hero. And he's a great villain, but not a hero. And somebody, probably Rick Remender, like came up with the brilliant idea, like, well, let's put Flash Thompson in the suit. He's a good guy. And let's knock his legs off and make him more sympathetic.
That wasn't his idea, the leg part. That happened like a year before.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I mean, Jesus. I mean, God. I mean, Flash Thompson, his life had been deteriorating for years. Like, he lost his job. He lost his, marriage, I think. Actually, his marriage, then his job. And then he got framed for being Hobgoblin. Then he was, like, constantly in trouble with the law. Then he joined the military and lost his fucking legs. It's like, if he hadn't become Venom, he would have just, I don't know, ended up a thumb. He'd just been a fucking drugged out thumb in an alleyway.
I was thinking a brain in a jar, but the thumb thing seems more because no one's going to put money into putting his brain into a jar.
That's right. And
unless Spider-Man managed to talk Tony into something one day, like, hey, by the way, I will totally ignore that Jägermeister you're hiding in your suit if you do this for me.
Yeah. But Colin Bunn, who is a very good writer, is taking over Venom. So.
He's co-writing an arc with Remender, so I'm guessing this was just a plan to transition it in.
Not a bad idea.
I do know some people, Tori GNR1, for example, I've seen him on Facebook say he's probably not going to give the book a chance, because the thing is, it's so much Remender's book.
Yeah.
And a good example of that is those weird point issues they did. Though we're entirely focused on Venom, I've been told they just didn't get the Venom voice down right. So who knows if... I don't even know if that... I think that arc where Cullen Bunn's co-writing just started. I think I saw the first cover for it.
I think so. I think it did come out.
And I'm not reading the book consistently. I keep forgetting to pick it up, and I'm probably going to just stick with it and trade since I'm so far behind now.
I think people should give... Yeah, I think people should give it a chance. I mean, yeah, I have seen that. I've seen, like, a certain character with a writer and no one else follows really well. But I've seen, like, you know, these characters live forever. So, I mean, okay, maybe the next guy won't do such a good job, but maybe the person after that, and so on and so forth. So
maybe. It's one of those things where not everyone can make gold out of the same thing.
Yeah. Let's just have a book that hits 100, okay? Doesn't anybody want a book that hits 100?
We got Walking Dead.
I'm talking about a Marvel DC book.
Oh, yeah, that'll never fucking happen.
Image can do that. Image is perfectly capable of doing titles that hit 100. But
we aren't anymore, and we of course mean with no cheating. We don't want renumbering. We mean this straight up keep going.
Yeah, Image doesn't even give a shit if the book has been canceled for 10 years. We're coming back to issue 23 on Glory, damn it.
Just because we can, and it's also, you know, mocking the fact that we keep renumbering books over at Marvel and DC. Clever, you people.
Yes.
So, our final story is just a poster.
Yay! Awesome.
For the next Sin City movie.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen this, so you're gonna get my instant reaction. Oh, okay. Well, it has words on it and lips. It could be the Rocky...
I know. I usually we give out like the first poster and a couple trailers of a movie.
Yeah.
So I'm sticking with the tradition. This is very much a vague movie teaser poster.
Yeah.
Which we're not singing the song for. But
yeah.
But it looks good. It's just again lips and it's all Frank Miller-y and Sin City-ish. That's not a word.
And I don't know. It almost looks like Frank Miller's Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Dear God, I don't want to know how that would work. How would he retell that?
Oh my God!
Because I don't like imagining regular Rocky Horror Picture Show. What would Frank Miller do? Oh God!
I don't know. I think in the audience you'd have to punch each other instead of throw rice.
I don't know. Be a lot more. We're guaranteed we'll see a lot more hookers in it. That just seems to be an additive when you put Frank Miller in anything. We could put him in My Little Pony.
Yep.
Be little hooker ponies. Somehow. Because again, we kind of established Frank Miller doesn't exactly have the greatest respect for women.
Frank Miller likes hookers. There, I said it.
Yes, and his hat wants us to acknowledge his existence constantly on Twitter now.
We've been paying attention to you, Frank Miller's hat.
We're on to you.
I've been keeping my eye on you.
God. I love it, too. Let's kind of take the little curtain off of the real life here. He just keeps, like, coming up with these insanely empty threats, like, I'll annoy you, kind of.
You know what?
Oh, but he has his own Legion of Doom now.
Yeah. I think our viewers should keep an eye on Frank Miller's hat. You should like post the link to his Twitter.
Oh, I will. We did when we mentioned it existed, but I'll put it in there again.
Let's do it again since we're talking about it.
One moment here. Since I brought it up, I want to mention what his Legion of Doom is, because it is the most threatening thing to ever be seen on Twitter, I think.
Okay.
Let's see. It's Liefeld, Jim Lee, Mark Millar and his gun. I'm not sure what the hell that means. Bill Cosby impersonator number 11.
Ugh, he's worse than 10.
Good thing I'm 9. And myself with Frank as my +1 and Sheldon the unpaid intern. This is our new enemy, Manos. We have to face this Legion of Doom.
We will stop them.
Yes.
There is nothing to fear but a hat worn by a comic artist.
And one other thing, I asked, okay, what is your evil plan? And he said, you are to surrender on air, and you must praise us for a minimum of 8 minutes, and this is an attack against me. Release that poor bandana you wear in your profile picture. I'll make sure to make you people see the bandana, which, screw you, I love wearing bandanas.
You do?
Yes.
I didn't know that about you.
And I just put them on and just walk my normal day.
Oh, really?
I have a Spider-Man one and a Batman one, if anyone is truly curious.
Huh.
Yeah.
I did not know that about you.
I don't, make a big deal about it. Now you all have learned a useless fact about me, and if you want to learn more useless facts about me, you can follow me and even Manos on Twitter, where we tell you knowledge, I think, and funny things. And
it is knowledge.
Knowledge is power, unless it is fueled by me.
Yes.
You can also follow us on Tumblr, where we do the exact same thing, but we tumble along. For the fuck that means.
Very witty, sir. Very witty.
Very, very indeed. And this show is available in podcast form for a limited time over at Podomatic.com. You can also search it through iTunes. Type in either Duke or Manos, Comic News with Duke and Manos, or JMC Chat. And download the JMC Chat while you're there, too, if you want to hear me act even less professional than I do here. Let that scare you for a second. Manos, do your thing.
Hey, everybody. I publish a comic book called Red Knight, and you can hit me up on, Twitter and Tumblr. I occasionally post updates about it, as well as the Red Knight Facebook page. Please check it out. Join it. Follow it. You can also order copies online. Hit me up on PayPal. The information should be below. Just click send money and put my email address in there. And you can have my self-published comic book, which I make all by myself with a few people doing the art and lettering and editing. But,
but it's all much just me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're doing other stuff, but, okay, yeah. The amazing art of J.C. Grande and some wonderful editing by Aaron, and Lindsay does the letters. So there's a lot of heart that goes in this book. JC, I'm a big fan of his work, and I'm very, very delighted to have him every issue so far, and I'm damn happy to have him. Also, I want to say that I am doing sort of a publicity tour, kind of. I mentioned last episode on Comic News that I'm doing, Baltimore Con?
Yes.
And that's in September. And I just got confirmation that I have a table in the Artist Alley of Heroes Con in North Carolina. And that's going to be in June.
Ooh.
So I'll be there signing copies of Red Knight, as well as my horror novella, Caprice and Other Stories. I'll have that too. And Lindsay will be there. So say hi to both of us and buy her stuff.
Get your cameras out and have her press the button.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, get your pictures with us and hey, I'm with Manos.
Isn't that great? It is, by the way, but... yes, and also...
Well, Duke, will you be there, Duke?
I want to. Honestly, if I had the chance, I would probably take it. To meet you for once and, I don't know, create 5 minutes of awkward talk, I have no idea.
Yeah, what if we met in real life and didn't know what to say to each other?
I don't know. I will test that
be?
out because me and Captain Logan are trying to arrange a time for him to come down, like, during a convention in my area and hang out, since he lives fairly close to me.
How weird would that be after all these shows? We'd, like, meet each other and go, oh, hi, Duke.
Yeah, what do we do here?
Yeah.
I don't know the proper etiquette.
Yeah, hey, is there any, like, McDonald's in the area?
Let me get my iPhone out and check.
Okay, all right.
There's one over there. Do you really need to come? I'm not that hungry.
I don't know. Weather's nice.
It is, isn't it? Isn't this thrilling? There's all that, but there's one more thing I need to point out, and this is just funny because the next issue of Redneck comes out still planned for July 4th, right?
Yes. Well, issue 4 is coming out on July 4th.
Yes. Well, we mentioned that it obviously has a very, very subtle connection to Independence Day.
Very, very subtle.
SXE Blues, one of our favorite commenters and fans, managed to actually decode it for us, and I want to read this out loud. I'm going to just read his comment here. I knew there'd be a connection between Red Knight and Independence Day. You see, I know someone whose cousin's daughter's niece said she heard from Brent Spiner's third cousin that his likeness has been digitized and ready to print. So yeah, I'm on to you, Manos.
Yeah, you got me. It's going to happen.
But also, his statement goes on a little more. Also, all of that gunk I just said will actually prove that Brent Spiner won Who Reviews the Reviewers.
Well, there actually is no such thing as Sexy Blues. It's Brett Spiner playing a character.
He's that good of an actor.
He's that amazing.
Yes, we're on to you.
He also plays the review spot.
That's great. Yes. So we're on to everyone, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We're causing a giant conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I shouldn't really talk about this.
Hey, we can edit this out later if it's necessary.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
We're totally going to do that. But until next time, that's all the shenanigans we have. I'm Duke.
And I'm the real Manos.
Goodbye.